75 days into the new year of 2023. Can you imagine? For that day, for that moment, we've had only 12 episodes of Temidlalo, meaning that there is so much to talk about in the remaining period of the year until we reach over 360 days. So welcome to today's edition of Temidlalo, where we look at some of the activities mostly that took place during the week and also what happened over the weekend. We have a special guest from table tennis president Pesizulu, who will be in the studio just to tell us some of the logistics that they are working on as an association and some of the programs of handing over the equipment that they have been involved in. They have got some of also the biggest competitions or rather tournaments to come ahead, including World Tennis Day, Table Tennis Day on the 23rd of April at some point this year. Now, moving on, volleyball, they had an annual general meeting. What are the issues being involved in volleyball? We hear what President Temidlalo Dlamini had to say, a couple of issues that including lack of tournaments. We'll also touch on that. And then moving on also on what's been happening in this volleyball industry is that clubs also believe that lack of finances is what has driven the sport to be lacking sponsorship. Moving on, Temidlalo Dlamini, the Eswatini Athletics Association president, was once again re-elected as president of the association. We hear also from him and some of the things that happened over the weekend during the elections, during the annual general meeting of the Eswatini Athletic Association. Talking about Athletic Association, Eswatini chairman, commission of the athletes in the country, Mr. Subsiso Swazibot Matsenjwa, was over the weekend in Algeria representing the country. So athletes over the all over the world. So as a country, we're represented by our top sprinter Subsiso Matsenjwa. So as you can see him, he was in the company of Pumli Nziniza, also as a legend we have in the female category. So we hear what they managed to achieve while they were in Algeria. Otherwise, moving on, Nsingizini in football, Nsingizini Hotspurs, Shiselweni-based football club, they have announced the Malawian coach, Mek Mwase, as their new coach. The former Malawian national team has actually now signed, penned down a 2-year contract with the Nsingizini Stars. We hear his ambitions, what he wants to achieve, and what is the main job at hand as he takes over this job. And other sporting cause, many talk about cricket, talk about darts, and lastly, just talk about how football is run in the world. The man himself, Gianni Infantino, has been also re-elected as president of FIFA. He was actually unopposed. This is during the 73rd Congress that was taking place in Rwanda, the capital city in Kigali. As you can see, also our own officials, Peter Samola on the screen, and Frederick and also Shongwe, they were part of this General Assembly, including also Patrice Motsepe in Rwanda. Otherwise, do not go anywhere. It's a bumper show, a lot to talk about, and also we'll be welcoming Linda Dlamini, our in-house analyst at some point. He's been there and there, and who knows, probably he's from that FIFA Congress, so he'll be telling us what's been happening, and we'll hear from what he's been cooking for us. But for now, so very cool na Pesizulu, president wa Eswatini table tennis, nguvusele babezulu. Yes, so much progress babezulu. Ngiyathi ukuthi sitangena kulama issues nyalo. Sikhulume ukuthi mbamba ulana uspetseleni, but sekune improvement kakhulu. Nasibuka ukuthi at some point about 2 years ago, the association at some point was normal. You were fading out completely, but nasibuka ukuthi you are coming out. Tournaments, sponsorships and everything. What's been the secret?
The secret behind ngicabanga ukuthi kubambisana ne-executive kakhulu inhlonipho nekugcina isikhathi nasibita imihlangano,
yes,
nekukhipha ama-records, neku-reporter-ke kuma-mother bodies lesi-affiliate kuwo. Ngicabanga ukuthi kusisite kakhulu umsakazi.
Right. Beautiful stuff. Now, nasikhuluma nga-table tennis babezulu, sikhuluma ngama equipments now.
Yes.
Now, so in my thinking, I'm thinking maybe how much does this cost? Nasikhuluma nje ngale racket lencane and this small ball. How much does this cost?
Okay, ama-rackets ayehlukana.
Yes.
Akhona abadlali bama-starters, ama-beginners.
Yes.
And then bese abakhona ke lawo ekudlala professional.
Yes.
Yes. So ngalokudula ke nakhona ehlukana ayashipha lawo okufunza nalawo okudlala professional.
Okay. angithi kancane labangadi, but I'm not stealing away lama customers. Sine sakhula sizama kudlala table tennis besimela ukuthi lama roll-ons yabona lama spray uthi nasaphelile ekhaya bese ulimatha ibhodlela kuphuma nawo uphuma khona, but angisho ukuthi all of a sudden sesiyahamba sesifuna lama roll-ons etitolo sifuna ukuthi kuphume amabhola. But on a higher note, Babezulu, just talk about what's been involved in as an association. Ngiyakubona lokho, but I think the bigger picture ngulamatafula, because nasikhuluma ngale table tennis sikhuluma ngalamatafula. This past weekend khona nomsebenzi benawo kusinika nje sithombe wezulu ukuthi bekwendekani.
Sibaka table tennis siyazama ukuthi simane siphakamise lo mdlalo we table tennis eveni. Leli viki leliphelile besiyo benika iuniversity yakangwane Christian University la eMbabane besibanika litafula lokudlala. Why? Because we kubel ground lethu kucala kuthi nakude leli tafula asikhona ikudlala. So litafula lifana nasomhlolo wethu.
Okay. Nasikhuluma nga university ngiyakubona in the blue outfit t-shirt low on the right of the screen. Who is the
that's the vice chancellor.
That's
university. Yes. Sibonga kakhulu nakhona basimukela kahle ngenhlonipho lenkulu sa Steve nathi sibakhulu ekhaya baphinze basitshela ukuthi anytime singeda sitosebenzise hola yabo.
Ngiyangibona bo tech ball banika namatafula engabe vele when you give away the table tennis facility like this one behind you, what are you saying? You're encouraging students from that school to use the facility, or you are also sending a message that whenever you want to have a tournament, that's a venue for you.
Ngiyabonga lo mbuto wakho lo. Nasibeka le tafula lapha sibekela ukuthi kufunze labantwana la sikolweni. At the same time i-community yakhona nje la bomvawelije bonkwalini sitawucela nabo siyacela ukuthi bacela basibambise because we are still developing the sport. So la matafula kulikhunyana kwathola, so sicela ukuthi nabo nabeta simane siba register ngoba phela sikolo sinemithetho yakhona. So bantu nabeta lapha sitawuzama ukuthi sibuke security ukuthi baya la bafune baye khona laba community msakani.
Beautiful stuff. That's not the only work. Ngathi kuna unye umsebenzi that also involves ematafula ngasichazela.
Oh yes, okay. Lokunye ke siphinze sathola lelinye litafula salidonate kulesinye isikolo. Sibe sikhona kuleli viki lephelile. Kusho ukuthi kuse St Anne's. Lapha ke sizama ku empowerish the girl child.
Okay, ngibonga namantombazane.
Ngani ngoba sibathe siyabuka bosisi bancane labadlala table tennis ke event. So lapha ke sifike nakhona sashiya litafula sabanika ukuthi baqhubeke badlale. So sitawuta stabe bafundzisa siba coaches kuna coach lestam deployer la kulesikole lesi lotabo oya ngabo lesithathu afika afundise labantwana.
All right. Lo kusho ukuthi nasibuka le tafula especially for mantombazane, I like that the gender aspect of things nabo bafunza lo mdlalo. But nasithi you donated the tafula sithi nini as Eswatini Table Tennis Association, because at some point sakhuluma ukuthi bekune issues, there were issues of finances, maybe kusihighlighted le tafula sibuka lesibonako la emoyeni libithamadini Babezulu.
Le tafula leli je link 5500 emalangeni.
Yes.
And then bese ke kuba nalama beds. Okay. La okudlala nawo ama-beds lawa njengaloku ngishita ehlukana ngale quality yawo.
Yes.
So lawa jabe iset yakho ni bank 300. Kusho ukuthi angithula ngekhathi bese kuba nemabhola. And then siphinze sabadonatela nenet. Inet ke nayo it's about labo 190.
I-selection yenu Babezulu ukuthi namuhla we've decided ukuthi ngiyabekisa semhlathane high school kusasa sesifukile sithi hayi cha siyelangeni high school. How do you select the school you want to go to? I can see the difference. Here it's high school, prior bokhulume university, Christian University. How do you select ukuthi le school atsite ngiso lesitawuzuza kulo msebenzi?
Okay, ngiyabonga. Sitaqala sibonge imedia nje yonke iphelele because labaningi sesiya ngoba basibonela kini noma ke basibhalile babhale ngathi ephepheni and then bese bayashayela ke njengase ngibekise nje isikole lesilambabane khona umntwana lomncane lo wangishayela naye wasibona la ku TV wase soyashayela soyasitshela sometimes that's how we identify the schools bese sesithola le interest yalabantwana kuletinye ke tikolo siyesivele ukuthi bebayidlala le table tennis ngoba phela inzalo sesiyaya ke sewenza follow up sike saya nje Centriza nakhona siya ngalo ukuthi solo sibuke the girl child sathola ukuthi banelitafula sebalendi chalkboard so hayi kabi Nkosi yami but nje ngalokho abantu bebangathi ukuthi bangalisebenzisa kanjani but ke sasesiyabacela ukuthi sicela kubuya sitobajengisa ukuthi singakhona ukulisebenzisa sicale la ngalesinako
yeah vele na usodibhekile la libonzini ngathi chalkboard. Now quickly, maybe just before we move on other issues and then we round up the interview, I can see how the girls are happy. The bigger picture now, it's Mhlanga 25. You have a big event and it's going to be at Waterford.
Yes.
Tell us about the event, who's supposed to be there, what are you trying to achieve with the event?
Kule event lena msakati sibuke tikolo kakhulu. Sibuke tikolo Fabrice tikolo ke lesi sesitibukile ngoba sesicishe sina 2 years se office. Tikhona ke tikolo lebevele sesiti identify lesike satidlalisa. Satibona lokuthi setiyadlala. So nyalo sesifuna kubona ke ukuthi kule tikolo letidlalako. Ngoba nomfana lesingakhona ukuthi sale sibasida ngalendlela yethu ya table tennis sibone ukuthi la tikolweni number 1 ngibani number 2 ngibani ku both females and males.
True.
So ke lokunye ke Nkosi yami siyangena ne disability nayo singene kiyo but ke sengakangeni kiyo full time.
Okay.
But ngoba bakhona laba khona nalatikolweni labana disability.
Right. And then I want also to rush and talk about World Table Tennis Day. Sesive bo World Water Day, World lilanga leku siwa khona lenye ilanga lekaliva, and I think it was International Hygiene Day. And then there was also International World Dress Day. So I'm like, how many days do we have in the world? World Smile Day. Now, let's talk about the International Table Tennis Day.
Okay.
April 23.
April 23. Yes,
I think yes.
Sibaga table tennis siyabonga nje. Kuye kwafika tincwadi bathi as apply sibaga ngwane Eswatini Table Tennis Association. Sa apply ke la kwatholakala ukuthi umhlaba wonke kuye kuthathwe 38 wemave. So we were so fortunate enough ukuthi basithathe nathi bathi as celebrate lelanga la kaNgwane. Kusho ukuthi nje mhla ka 23 April sitabe celebrate lelanga kona lapha eChristian University lapho sitabe sicele khona indzawo labasinike khona mahala sibabonge nabo ukuthi basinike ihola sikhona sitosebenzisa. Lapho ke msakati sitawucela ukuthi wonke umuntu lofuna ukufunda table tennis, more especially leta community tangala kubo magazine bonkwalini bomvakeliji, they can come bafike batobona lo mdlalo udlalwa kanjani. Sitabe sibite badlali labadlala at top level. Batobo base batokhangisa batotshengisa abadlali ukuthi eMaswati lo mdlalo uyadlaleka. Both on the female side siphinde sibe nalabo bomake labadlala ngoba sesicishe sinabo bomake labadlala. And then siphinde ke sibite nebakade sicele nebakade disability. Ukhona umdlali lesitabe sikhona sikhombisa ngayo ukuthi ka table tennis ngoba sesifunzile ukuthi umuntu lonke disability idlala njani table tennis. So sitabe si display naloko ngalelo langa lelo msakade.
Beautiful stuff. Can tell you a short summary about himself, Babezulu, and the association. He's been the president, the passion, and I want to talk about how much he's dedicated to this sport. There were at some point 2 years ago in 2021, Eswatini Sports and Recreation Council, during their annual annual general meeting, they actually were suspended. They stopped being affiliated. 3 or 4 months later, they woke up. So this is where they are today. From being, should I say, use the word relegated, from being relegated, now they're handover. Talk about how they also have, should I say, a sports facility in Ngwenya. Yes. They have a facility there. Now they're giving Matafula. But I think now I want to talk about clubs. In terms of normal clubs in Meganjani, Babezu.
Yes, my clubs is now, Sagat. Ikakhulu nje ngicela nangales now langakaqina qini because ngiyabona ukuthi nasihle sibabita abeti ingalesikhathi. Sitacela nje ma club lafana nabo ngoba ikhona iclub lekona lese Central Bank. Kona lekona Eswatini Revenue Services.
Yes.
Ikona lekona SPTC.
Yes.
Kona lekona Babane City Council. And then Manzini City Council also has a team, and then Peak Town Council. And then ngesengile tikolo ke msakati. Tikolo ke lesinato letidlalako letitabe tikle tournament mostly ngilesuthu Forest bese kuba injabulweni, and then bese kuba Sisekelo High, bese kuba Imbuyiselo Academy. This one is from Stegi. Sorry, excuse me. And then bese kuba Sifunzani High, and then bese kuba UTech, and then sesinale host ke ikusho ukuthi Waterford. Emsakade isikole sisinye ke sigathe ukuthi silethe badlali ema under 19, and then nema under 17 in both genders. And then ke la site I prize money, but sinema prizes nje lesitaba winisa wona la organize association.
Ngibuka lesithuba sicethe usibona la ku TV Babezulu ukuthi ngiyafisa nje ukuthi engabe likusasa lethu kulomdlalo singaqala yini to dream big, to say at some point, this is 2020, this is 2016 IT Men's World Cup or Championship, should I say, World Cup. Singafika yini izinga dimension singafika sinike isikhathi singanani.
Hey, sakathi singafika angifuni uqambe manga ukuthi ngeke ngoba yonke into ipossible, but ke kufuna lo ukuthi uthi ube na le commitment ibe khona, utinike isikhathi ngoba vele lokhu kudinga ukuthi at least ujime every day.
Balaba bajima every day.
Yes, laba bajima every day.
Ngoba le game ngayibukela 15 minutes very poor ayitsinze pass. Yebo.
Bona nje la smash la. Smash la so so vele kuze ukone kudlala lo mdlalo uthi ngapractice kakhulu ne speed ne concentration ke, because concentration imcoka la nale bhola uhlala uyibukile kumcoka kakhulu. Wangayibuki le bhola vela libakuhle.
Buka ukuthi no matter how the distance ungayaqashana, but le M is that it's in Zeltafula.
It's in Zeltafula, yes.
Beautiful stuff. This was the 2016 ITF International Table Tennis Federation World Cup, where you can see these are the experts. Even though when you're on the ground, you can still play at your house there. Look, he's not even willing to stand. But it says, the ref at some point, I think I just noticed that he was also clapping hands. I watched the game, I can tell you, 15 minutes, the ball was not touching down. For us, 2 minutes mning.
Yes. Look at this one. Yes. Around the table.
And then I want to understand this, the interchange of positions. Because this is one-on-one. Yes. But the way we play, at some point, the position the interchange of positions.
As long as you play your own shot. Yes, because you can't play the shot twice.
Okay.
Yeah, you only play the shot once.
Beautiful stuff. What a day we've had. Babezulu siyakuvalelisa, but what's the message you're leaving the viewers, especially labathanza umdlalo we-table tennis?
Hey,
Kodwa ngoba ngicisa ukuthi uwolimi wezulu, tennis yesithi umdlalo wempebedo. Table tennis thina wona ini?
Hey, ngathi ngumdlalo umphebethi wasetafuleni.
Oh, hayi cha. Sebafundzile bo Landadlamini ngoba sorry yangibuta ukuthi cha. Ngiyawuva umdlalo wempebedo tennis, but lesikhuluma nga-table tennis. Sesho ukuthi ngilemphebedo ledlalo etafuleni. Number 1. I-message before we leave Babezulu.
Ngiyaqala nje ngokubonga bonke lesibambisene nayo, more especially the executive. Thank you guys for what you have done. La sikhona ngemandla enu siyabonga kakhulu. Siphinde sibonge bonke ama-stakeholders lesebenzisana nabo. Siphinde sibonge netikolo letisimukelako nasitozama uku-introduce lo mdlalo, basinike isikhathi nebantwana siyabonga. Sibonge nebatali kakhulu kokuthi basinike abantwana lesikhonako ukubajimisa ngoba sinabo nje labakhona embabane sibajimisa kaBoyisi. Sibacele kulabatali siyababonga kakhulu kusibambisa. Sibonge nje nemaswati onke. Siphinde sicele Nkosi yami basibambise ngoba sisebancane kuningi lesakudinga. Kepha-ke kancane nje siyabonga kakhulu kini nani basakade. Siyabonga nabemaphepha Swazi Observer Times. Siyabonga nje kakhulu ne-SBIS umsakazo lomkhulu. Siyabonga kakhulu. Basibambisile kuze sibe la khona ngilokubambisana lokho umsakazo.
I like that. We've never had an association that went to just cut across all the media houses getting aware of things and applause to their job. Beautiful stuff being done by Pesizulu and the executive, trying to ensure that the association, the sport itself, at this point in time, it's on its rise. And we cannot wait to see some of the top athletes coming from this association going to compete internationally. A short break. When I come back, he's already in the corridors of the house, Landadlamini, our in-house analyst, to talk about more details of other sporting courts after this.
When you choose your adventures, you do so with an open heart and a desire for the unexpected. You embark on journeys to discover new worlds, full of wonder. You choose a path to awaken your senses, to feel the rush of life overwhelm you, a world to make you look up and realize just how inspiring this life can be. You ask, and we give you the royal experience. Arrive and awaken your heart. Explore life in ways only thought possible in your dreams. There are but a few places on earth so special, so unique, and so spectacular, where it becomes the rite of passage for the ambitious travelers, the courageous souls, to all have the one and only royal experience. That day when you look deep into your heart and leap into an ancient world so very different from your own, where magic, beauty, and love are shared forever, then you will have a royal experience. There is just one place on earth where the people make you feel a part of their kingdom, where you just might volunteer to awaken spirits, enrich minds, and work alongside communities to build, motivate, and inspire. This is truly the royal experience. When you dream of a different world, beyond the ordinary, beyond time, discover just how far you'll go to expand your understanding of life's greatest mysteries. There's just one place on this planet with so much to offer. Now is the time for you to have the royal experience.
Now, beautiful stuff. We're still in the studio and, of course, talk about sports. When we talk about sports, there's no way we cannot invite this man. He's in the house. He's been away for quite some time. Welcome back.
Yeah. Ngiyabonga Fabrice kumukele ehlelweni lakho ngekuthobo lokukhulu ngivusela imali viewers Fabrice kulesikhashanyana lengibe khona ngisathi gobe matholo ngibone ilithando lemali viewers including nabafundisi ngithangisho Fabrice lamhlanje in town nasibuya lapha nawe sidibane namfundisi babenesh awunkosi yami inceke yenkosi siyabonga ngisho lelithando nje malwel viewers bonke my fans bonke baphathi bamaqembu baphathi bama teams bonke dingijimi badlali bonke siyabonga
Fathini wathi uyaphila umfana waseshiselweni
cha babonga nje umsebenzi lo wentiwa lihlelo bonke bamvula ba involved ehlelweni ngabe sesengithatha iglory mina.
Now, thank you very much, Jamin. There's so much to say about that speech. Now, Gos, a quick one just to highlight, maybe we're done with table tennis, just to say that one of the beautiful things we just noticed, it is that exhibition where during one of the biggest tournaments, Bonena Master and everything, which we want to grow at some point as a country. Master, singa figure in Obuga.
Kakhulu Fabrice. There's one thing I lengithanza ngale executive lekhona yaka table tennis bahlala phansi bahlala babuka strategy noma bahlala babuka licebo labangakhulisa ngayo lo mdlalo we table tennis bakokuqala ba investe kakhulu ebantwaneni bahamba baya etikolweni bahamba babuyisa imincintiswano ema tournaments badlala in every 2 or 3 months utabakhanza babamba competition badlala so lelizinga leli abakaqali la nalaba baqala bangayati table tennis
Masalicingo ne mic mathulusi yokusebenza now but they are showing ukuthi anything they can use it with ngicela ukujuba yes
yeah ngiyakuva Fabrice ngiva wena konke invoti possible nangabe nje utawukhona ukuthi wende tinvo letifanele ngalesikhathi lesifanele wate futhi ukuthi ufuna ini if utawuhlala phansi nelicebo neplan awubuke ukuthi 4 years 5 years 6 years stabe sikuphi then utawukhona uku-achieve lo.
Now, over the weekend, Athletic Association held their annual general meeting, and before maybe we can talk about the annual general meeting of the Athletic Association, one of their top athletes, Subsiso Swazibot Matsenjwa, is the Eswatini Athletics Commission chairperson. So he was in Algeria over the weekend in the company of Pumlin and Ziniza. They were representing the country just to talk about issues that are faced by athletes whenever they're representing the country in and out. And he was there representing us. And why did he come back? What are the opportunities for young athletes in terms of making it outside there? Listen to Swazipol talking to us. This time around, not as an athlete, but as chairperson of the Eswatini Athletics Commission.
Kusho ukuthi cha ngihambe kahle Algeria sihambile sina Phumlile Nzinisa ngicabanga ingqondo bayamati the female sprinter saya khona eAlgeria sayomela wona ema athletes bekumhlangano wema athletes it was an athletes forum ya 2023 siyodzinga tatona tindzaba nemathuba la khona for ema athlete since mina ngingiloyo lobuke ema athlete la ngwane through the National Olympic Committee. So sikhulumile wabazivetela nema opportunities la available to assist them athlete through the activity grant lekhona lesithola kanye ngeminyaka which is $10,000 la senda khona ama activities awo ema athlete in terms of kuwakhulumisa sibe ne forum yethu thina as nationally sikhuluma tona indzaba leti affectayo as ama athletes sibuke nokuthi singasidakala kanjani going forward because this is our sport sikhuluma nje ama national federation akhona because of thina ama athlete cha ingqombe sikhulumile
lokunye kwakhona sidabe sitaba nawo umhlangano lo tawuba khona la kaNgwane lapho khona sitawuhlangana sonke sima athlete around the country la sitawu invite khona labo chair noma 2 in each federation then isitaba nabo bamfu labatawuta batosifundisa labachamuka khona overseas labatosishare about lama opportunities la khona especially ku Athlete 365 whereby kutholakala khona ukuthi ungakhona kufunza ube ne-certificate noma bangicoach noma uyahamba uvula ibhizinisi bakutshele ukuthi kunemali lekhona where you have to apply for it uhambe uyovula your business yakho as an athlete. Insaya seyikithi thina sembili kusho nje ukuthi kuba lukhuni kona but ke ngikuthi nje kunyalo live vele selibuke kakhulu on development kuma youth kuhlabela leyo ngoma utshele lawo ma national federation nekusho ku National Olympic Committee kusho ukuthi vele kude let's focus on the youth to develop them because kuba lula ngalesikhathi sport usicala usesemncane getting up to the top unlike soqala somdzala vele kuba likhunyana ngicabanga ukuthi insaya sekithi kuba shela ligwayi trying to motivate whereby the Athletes Commission is also there to go to the schools and motivate and inspire those kids to come and do sports because sports you can be a profession. Mina nje I'm part of it ngingakusho lokho ngiyasebenza namuhla ngiphinze I've signed with ma big companies around the world whereby bangiqashile in a way whereby ngiyakhona ukuthi ngithole lokho lokuncane nekugcoka I won't go to the shops and hambe ngithenga impahla vele sport if you take it seriously ungaphila kuso ngicubhi nebadlali bebhola bakhona sibambonile badlala bo South Africa.
Now Matsenju uyamuva mas uthini Matsenju?
Ukhuluma nje ngemhlangano labe bayinawo nelisekela lakhe because yena ungusihlalo we Athletics Commission lokusho ukuthi bonke badlali noma tonke tingijim lokufaka ikhathi badlali besibhakela lokufaka ikhathi tingijim temidlalo wamatubane lokufaka ikhathi bebhola labangephasi kwayo inhlangano ye-Olympics and Commonwealth Association vice chairman nguye Phumlile Nzinisa female athlete wakhona lapha event bahambile ke Fabrice bayovunulisana nalamanye ama athletes nawo lo mhlangano lobubanjiwe lokhona eAlgeria kunenge labakufunzile ngicabanga ukuthi kakhulu Fabrice lenguvako nale kakuveta kwena Sibusiso ukuthi phatha kuma athlete nekuthatha umdlalo yonke umdlalo lo wentako ngoba awati Fabrice isport nawusenda ukuthi ngibani lobonako kunekwenteka kube kuna scout ngoke ngisicocela istory lesingalenye ilanga nanginesikhathi iathlete bengade ukuthi kune scout lebesikhona stoika scouter wa misbehave ngalelo langa lelo waluza ideal ya 1.2 million so ngicabanga ukuthi kumcwa kakhulu ukuthi yonke indvo lo wentako wati ukuthi uhlala focused when ufake 110%.
All right. Just to highlight that, but we won't hear from these people. Athletic Association, just before we move on, they had their annual general meeting, but part of the biggest issue, Master, big issue, Yama elections, and I think it was the issue of president who was supposed to come in the office. There were people who were campaigning, but the good news is that Zakele Dlamini is once again the president of the Athletic Association. So we know that he's had a huge impact on the association. Master, quickly maybe, U70 and Simbonile Nago Region 5, so Neskundla. To you, what type of men are we talking about, Dlamini?
Yena Mr. Zakele Dlamini profession bakhe ungumeli lokusho ukuthi itindzaba inqumbi letitsinza temtsetfo uyadada kodwa he's a sport person ngetulu kwako konke siyamate ebholeni ukuthi yena ufike wadlala inzima lenganani ka athletics ufike wayicishe wayishintsha athletics yakhona lapha even bebabambe yona ke iHM lapho khona bekukhethwa item lemcoka kakhulu yena Zakele Dlamini beka ngconyelwe kuba ngipresident angconyene kanye na Selby wakashongo waphinze ke emacembu noma emalunga aka Athletics Eswatini abona lokuthi yena Zakele ufanele ukuthi abuyele kulesikhundla lezi ngicabanga ukuthi over the years assistant president likhona lishintsho lesilibonako la ka athletics kukhona kunengi years naye ngalinye ilanga ngeke ngahlala naye phasi ngasho ukuthi mhlambe kunetimvu ladzinga ukuthi ati improve asase president but ngicabanga ukuthi lokumncane kakhulu le recognition la itfolile ngaphandle kwakule njoba usho ukuthi songenile committee la ka region 5 ngicabanga ukuthi yinvo lenhle for thine eMaswati leyo.
Now, beautiful stuff. He's not the only man and the only organization that held the annual general meeting, because volleyball, under the leadership of President Mphendulwa Dlamini, also had an AGM. Issues were discussed, but the priority was issues of sponsorships and issues of tournaments. So Mphendulwa Dlamini managed to talk to our in-house colleague just to give us a few details on what's been happening and what's been pushing the association to struggle. This is the President Mphendulwa Dlamini explaining what's happening under the volleyball industry.
Shothi nasi ku annual general meeting ku AGM sisuke sibuka kuthi sisebenze njani kulo mnyaka lesuke sibuya kuwo. Umnyaka ka volleyball nje ucishe ufana nalo kahulumende, uqala nakuqala April uphele nakuphela March kulo munye umnyaka. Kulo mnyaka lona ke le AGM yethu icoverisha eminyaka lemibili ngoba asikakhona ukuyibamba iAGM kulo mnyaka waye 2021 na 2022. I-challenge bengokuthi bekudedimali ukuthi basihlolele wona emabhuku ethu, kanti nathi si-association si-executive sibone kufanele ukuthi siyibambe sebasihlolele lamabhuku ngoba kumthoka ukuthi nabakubeka esangweni obe ngumuntu lo ba accountable. So site kuyo kenyalo sidoyibamba sibuke ukuthi emva kuhambe njani, but nje in brief nasibuka emuva wonke umuntu athi lokuthi sibuya kubo COVID era akukahambi kahle in terms of games, tournaments konke ngoba sponsorships incumbi lebesinawo asazama nawo ku recover financially, so asithembisile ukuthi atawuchubeka asijoine on board. So kule minyaka lemibili kube nayo leyo challenge, but we are working on that. On the positives kulo mnyaka ezisikhuluma nje simele i-official handing over ku-IOGA ku-Olympic kusitocala i-beach volleyball because sebasakhele i-beach volleyball court lecishe seyiphelile masinyane batabe basendishela yona sikhone ukuthi sale sicala si-introduce i-beach volleyball la Eswatini. Lokunye lokuma positives lesinako ngokuthi secishe basiconfirmele i-motherboard yethu kuthi itawukhona ukuthi si-host coaching level 2 ezicishe bonke bocoach bethu lesinabo la kaNgwane, with the exception of Dr. Thulani Maphosa locishe yena una level 3 ka coaching futhi so qualified international instructor ka volleyball. So cishe bonke labo coach bethu bana level 1. So we are happy ukuthi kulomnyaka le-stack announcer nakuyo le meeting ukuthi finally FIVB usinikile coaching 2 level 2 coaching course level 2 lesitamcala lestamenda ngenyanga ya Agasti.
I was expecting maybe Master would see one of the issues you address is how they are going to address the issue of competition, because in Asbuga, maybe from what was happening in the EGM, we look at the visuals, the clubs are there, and as Kumangama clubs, Master, volleyball, correctional, UEDF and Mapois reps. These are very dominating clubs, and if they can even compete internationally, there's something they can bring. So by not having competition locally, Master, Nkawanzi sebendela pass.
Yeah, Fabrice, ngicabanga ukuthi sibendela phasi, but njoba ashilo yena president mshikashika ukuthi tinvo inqumbi leti bese setiphathamisa yona lokhamba noma lokusebenta kwa association i-COVID yafika yalimata tinvo inqumbi kodwa bathi tena babuya bakhona kubuya badlale kune tournament nje lebedlala lapha ngamanzini eBosco Skill Center lapho khona yawina correctional yawina futhi i-reps. Ngicabanga ukuthi kancane bayabuya Fabrice lama tournament vele ema teams ayawadzinga because ngilapho khona nawo adikeja khona ukuthi nasesiphuma siya ngaphandle correctional nje recently base Zambia beyithole i-practice kule tournament lengisho la kamanzini. So ngicabanga ukuthi nakulo mnyaka wa 2023 njoba ashilo president ukuthi bataba nama tournament lamaningi atawusita lama clubs.
Now, moving on over the weekend once again, like I said, it's a bumper show. We had the Eswatini Olympic Day. should I say it? Did I say it the right way? Yeah, Eswatini Sports Olympic Day at the Olympia Africa Lobamba Master. I want us maybe to listen to some of Lama speakers on the day, including the likes of, Dlamini, the sports director there at Lobamba, at Olympia Africa Lobamba, just to give us the idea of what was happening, including also some sports directors from Lesotho. And then we'll discuss more about the importance of such initiative. Let's listen to the speakers on the day, including Mr. Dlamini, the sports director of the Eswatini Olympic movement there at Olympia Africa Lobamba.
Lamhla lilanga lesibite ngalokuthi kutaba sports day sebantwana since icenter beyivalelwe ukuthi ya renovate, so sibona ukuthi kungcono lokho ukuthi sende sports day kunekuba khomputa lokho ukuthi icenter seyivuliwe wonke lama sports bebasolo bawadlala iyaqhubeka ngale ndlela labadingayo kude lokushintshile.
Thank you, Taiwo. We came here to attend the training on the Olympia Africa methodology, which is facilitated by one of the program coordinators in Dakar, to advocate for, the training advocating for this sport for social development, which intends to ensure that it only support the children to develop the analytical skills that we identify after every activity that we play. So overall, the training went very good because the volunteers seemed to comprehend the methodology in the way that it was expected, to ensure that we put it into practical, because we even went to the practical sessions where some of them facilitated some of the activity or engaged within the facilitation of the activities to gauge their understanding of the content. For every volunteer was the identification of the volunteers came from those who are already active at the center, but in order to ensure that the methodology gets into different sports, we have the OES program, which we also touched base on, which is about developing specific sport skills on football, athletics and basketball, and then teaming up with the Olympic values. So for every session to happen, it has to be attached to a certain value. For the sessions that are being conducted from the center here for the next 6 months, which will ensure that the kids come to the center on Wednesdays and Fridays or any other day, just like Saturday when they are here, to learn on the values and develop certain sport skills that they can have the variety to choose when they get older or at the stage to choose what they want to play.
Now, Siabevabo Sport Director, both Nations Master, Lubumko Abelanga, just quick one.
Lilanga lelinjena Fabrice limqoka kakhulu mo especially ukuthi ema sports ngekwehlukana kwawo bo table tennis bo tacball bantwana bative bayingcenye yayo lemidlalo le ngicabanga ukuthi at early age uyadzinga kuva ifeel ngibhalile kule inkundla exhumana ngibona icricket eSwatini sherishe esithombe sayo nomfana lomncane lo practice yona icricket ngasho ukuthi some of us Fabrice asilitholanga lithuba lekuthi sibancane kangaka sidlala ama sports ngewahlukahlukana kwawo. So ngicabanga ukuthi leli thuba leli kubo bonke nje labantwana laba batothi 6 years 10 years 15 years nababuka emuva babona ukuthi bathola lithuba le bayolihlala balikhumbula nokuthi ke Fabrice ema sports kukhona la atagcine afike khona lapho khona wonke umuntu tatiphilisa utawuphila ngema sports ikakhulu lawa la under ema Olympics nawo ema Commonwealth Association ngicabanga ukuthi ne qualifier kuyodlala kuma Olympics ne qualifier kuyodlala kuma Commonwealth Games yinvo lenkulu kakhulu. So ngicabanga ukuthi kumcoka kakhulu besides ke lokumcoka kwale sports ngicabanga ukuthi umvana wonke Fabrice uyadzinga ukuthi ngale weekend lokungenani kabili in 7 days asithole isikhathi sekuyohlangana nalabanye abantwana, hayi ngetincwadzi, hayi ngekuyothota, hayi ngekokha emanti, but ahambe ayodlala umdlalo. Ngiyathi ukuthi wena indzaba tekuthota awukwati, indzaba tekukha emanti awukwati, kodwa labantwana laba ngicabanga ukuthi bantwana bamaSwati bayadeserve ukuthi bake bahambe bayohlangana nebantwana abadlala imidlalo.
Etikhulumela akwati la khulumako. Now, beautiful stuff. It was indeed a beautiful day, as we can see kids in their numbers. Talk about as young as 5, 4, 3, up to the age of 12, learning how to throw balls, learning how to do things. It was indeed quite a beautiful day. And just seeing also international officials being part of the day was something important. Now, moving on, darts. Should we go to darts? Yes. Over this midweek, of course, Darts Association, they also are talking about kids, talking about students. They had a workshop, a one-day workshop with 5 schools where they were discussing different issues on how the sports itself, darts, can improve into school. Let's listen to Frank Ngumalo, the teachers and the students, what they have to say about the sport, and then we come back, we round up what they have to do on the day.
So letikolo tifike la ngokuthi sifuna ukuthi le sport sethu sibuyele emuva ku development as sikhona ukuthi sidevelop le sport ku SADC region sizisitwa ku Africa Cup then sifike ku PTC. So today sihlangene nalabo thishela nebantwana, ngijabula kakhulu i-presentation yabo lebasipresentela yona ngale sport ukuthi bafundzeni namuhla ngama-darts phinze yini i-future yabo ngale sport.
Mfowethu emadatsi amcoka kakhulu kumntwana esikolo ngoba 1 amfundzisa i-discipline. Umntwana odlala emadatsi nje uba discipline because the sport itself ngiso lesikufaka ku discipline. Number 2, emadatsi ayakusita ukuthi ube familiar netinombolo. Siyathi ke bantwana esikhathini esiningi uthola ukuthi bane challenge ye-maths, bayisaba i-maths, but when you play darts kuyakusita ukuthi uti-familiarize netinombolo ngoba kuyabalwa kuyaminuswa and masinyane kufuthi ukuthi udlala ube wathi ukuthi sengisele nabani kufuneka ngivale bani ngente kuphi yonke lento ufuna uyente at once, so kukusita na kufocus emadatsi ayakusita kufocus. Nga-encourage nje kakhulu itikolo eSwatini ukuthi please asiwadlaleni emadatsi asiwafakeni etikolweni athi asisita kakhulu kubantu bethu.
Some of the girls who were playing that were actually there, but they then, since doing Form 5, they decided they want to be serious about their future. Of which I don't know how is that possible, because sport sometimes is there to help you when dealing with emotional stuff, stress, depression, as they've said inside. Mr. Shonga is our dance teacher, who's actually good. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be here. So I thank the opportunity for meeting him. And that have also helped me in many ways, like in my thinking capacity, academic excellence, behavior, everything.
It helps with discipline. Discipline would say that so
Nothing to explain about what happened on that day. They learned and they are taking the sport serious. Now, moving on, the biggest story of the day today was the unveiling of the Malawian coach, Mek Mwase, a familiar face. And I can tell you that he's doing things at the Le Flames, the national team of Malawi. He took them Nations. He was once Bafana Helena's coach. So he's back in the kingdom to take charge of. What does he bring? What is he thinking? This man got a chance to ask if he's under pressure. He said no, he's not under pressure. But first, his chairman had to say
Yes, if it's set for which is finish at top 4, even in season. Glow 7 we're in a top 4 bracket. Nangabe mhlawumbe nikutaba khona futhi ingomishi lengahle ivele sinako futhi lokuthi singakhona ukuthi siphumelele nakiyo noma ke lokungenani sifike quarter finals.
I believe God of time. I'm humbly honored that I'm back in Eswatini. Back in Eswatini. Now a new team with Singizini Hotspurs. So thank you so much for welcoming me, Singizini. I'm here to work for you. I'm not under pressure. I always believe to say, I always put the glory of the past behind me. I have a new task ahead of me that I must work on it. So I'm not under pressure. I know Singizini Hotspurs have got a lot of ambitions, and that's where I'm going to work on that.
Now, he just answered that he's not under pressure, Master, and that was your question because you were there during the unveiling. Is he under pressure? You know him, you know the club, and on social media at some point you mentioned that they needed someone who understands local football. He understands local football. Is he the right man for the job?
I personally think he's the right man. Nakusaqala isizini Fabrice kwaba lentingulumo ukuthi uyeta bakhulumisana naye Mekumuwase kwaba nje khona lokwendeka wajika eSouth Africa suke eMalawi waphenza wajika wabuyela eMalawi nabahamba bamfuna eMalawi bangamtholi kwasendleleni bathola Gerard Phiri kwathi hawu nankoshi lomnye lo qualified eMalawi asibuye naye ekhaya tinvo leti kanjalo nje Fabrice isizini yaqala insingenzini Hotspurs ngicabanga labe bafuna kufika khona bakakhona kufika khona kodwa kusele kulo magames lasele noma kule midlalo lesele lesikhombisa ngicabanga ukuthi yena Mekumuwase yes kude lokungana nemiracle latayenda ngicabanga sisota ubukela kahle next season because imela aqala pre-season at another team is the coach lo waphose wawina league number 1 Highlanders 2016-2017 bashiyana ngelipoint linye neRoyal Leopard so ngicabanga ukuthi kusizini yakhe ekuqala so ngicabanga ukuthi i-team le njengeNsingizini Hotspurs lenama ambitions lecishe asetulu kakhulu ngicabanga ukuthi is the right man for the job.
Listen to the statistics. I mean, who is this guy? Talk about 1.7 years ago. He still has that in his mind. I mean, beautiful stuff. Just know that FIFA president has been re-elected once again for 4 years. It was during the 73rd FIFA Congress that was taking place in the capital city of Kigali, in Rwanda, where he was elected once again as the FIFA president for the second time. He was unopposed. Master, does he deserve it, Gianni Infantino? He was here. He visited us as a country. Before we leave, is he the right man to once again to take us for 4 years?
Fabrice yena Gianni Infantino solo afikile kuyo iFIFA ngicabanga ukuthi dinengitimvo leti inguquko leti tendekile labanengi ba believe ukuthi naku nje nyalo iWorld Cup lelandzelako itawudlalwa ma 48 ama teams from lo 32 the normal lesijwayele bekubanjwe ke yona umhlangano wayo iFIFA eKigali eRwanda kodwa last week bakhona ukuthi bahloniphe yena president wase Rwanda Paul Kagame bahlonipha nenkosi yase Morocco ngelichaza labadlalako
labakithi bakhona
yes so buholi bala ikhaya be Football Association buhambile baya khona eRwanda lapho khona kufike kwabe sekukhethwa yena Gianni Infantino bekude ke bekacusilane naye Fabrice lokusho ukuthi utaba ngipresident FIFA president for the next 4 years akulelo office ngicabanga ukuthi Fabrice ibhola iphethwe mamafia nangakubekisela kanjalo tinvo tiyaye tikhulunywe behind the scenes ukuthi wena nawe siyeva ukuthi benilifuna lelikhetho ningalingenele lesakubona nala Africa nakathatha Patrice Motsepe bekuna 5 ematfosa bekathi afuna kucuzelana naye weta Infantino wabatshela ukuthi nina nenda bo vice bakhe Motsepe kweshani kulesihlalo ningaqali nje ni compete naye Motsepe.
Wow, I won't deny what he's saying because the under 20 games, the AFCON that were taking place in Egypt, so he was there. Maybe he met those few people. I also listened to Ahmad, a former CAF president from Madagascar. Today he was talking about how actually FIFA has a lot of power. When they see that you want to come up, they just make sure that you stay where you are. Otherwise, I mean, a beautiful stuff for you being here. We've missed you and we can feel your presence. Do once again go for the weekend and just get those juicy stuff. We want to listen to them. Thank you very much for your time. As we leave, we'll leave you with this beautiful speech by Gianni Infantino during the elections. What did he say about him once again being elected, and what does he think about all the members of the association in the world? And he thanked them for once again trusting him to take charge for the next 4 years. Until we meet again, this is Gianni Infantino for you.
It is an incredible privilege as well. And it is also a great responsibility. I'm truly humbled and touched by your support. And I simply promise you that I will continue serving FIFA, serving football all over the world, serving all 211 member associations of FIFA. Leadership is obviously about listening and learning. And you always learn, and I think I'm learning every day. And then leadership is also about acting, and I'm certainly there to act. So you can continue to trust on my commitment. And the only thing I'm asking you is for this, my second term, to continue working hard together to unite the world with football. Thank you very much.